Hello all, how the online class is going on? Hope you all have come to the track of this new system. So we have completed our first two chapters. Now let us move on to our next chapter. Children, I have a basket with me and some fruits and vegetables in it. Let me start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I started counting from 1. Naturally, we used to count from 1. 1, 2, 3, etc. are called as natural numbers. Now I have nothing in the basket. What is the number called? It is 0. So the natural numbers along with 0 is called as whole numbers. And let us learn about whole numbers today. So children, whole numbers is our third chapter. Under whole numbers, we will learn about representation of whole numbers on a number line and properties of whole numbers. So, we will learn how to represent addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on a number line, and also we will learn the properties of basic operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and also division. So children, now let us learn how to represent whole numbers on a number line. For that, draw a line and mark numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Because the whole numbers are natural numbers along with number 0. Natural numbers, we know the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Those are called as counting numbers, and this is whole numbers. So, if the question is to represent 3 on a number line, then draw a line, mark from 0 and see where 3 is there and mark the point like this. This is how to represent 3 on a number line. Now let us move on to addition of whole numbers on a number line. For that, mark from 0 to a certain number. And remember to keep the units same. For your convenience, keep 1 centimeter as 1 unit. This is called as 1 unit. Now the question is to find 5 plus 4 on number line. For that, look where 5 is. 5 is here, right? Plus 4. For that, jump 4 times. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is 5 plus 4. Where did we stop? On 9. So 5 plus 4 is 9. This is how you represent 5 plus 4 on a number line. How to do subtraction on a number line? We have a question here, 7 minus 3. In case of addition, we jumped towards the right. In case of subtraction, towards the left. Why is it like that? When we subtract two numbers, we get a smaller number, and the smaller numbers are towards the left. Here, look the number 7. 7 is here. Minus 3. So you have to jump 3 times towards the left. Where did we stop? At 4. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So children, we know that multiplication is nothing but repeated addition. Here we have a question, 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. How to represent it? We have to jump 2 units 5 times. That is like this. This is 1 time, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have done 5 times and we have reached 10. This is how to represent multiplication on a number line. In case of division, what we have to do? We have to look at the numbers. Here it is 6 by 2. 6 by 2 is 3. That means we have to jump 3 times. How to do that? Look at the number 6. 6. We have to divide 6 with 2. That means jump once, twice, thrice. Here, how many jumps are there? 3. So, 6 by 2 is 3, and this is the way to represent it in a number line. Now, let us learn some properties. First, properties of addition. These are the 4 different properties of addition using whole numbers. Now, the first property is closure property. What is closure property? That is, if you add 2 whole numbers, we will get the result as another whole number. That is, if you add 1 plus 2, you get 3. It is a whole number. Whatever you take for x and y, you will get the result as a whole number. That means closure property is true for addition. Now, commutative property. What is commutative property? If you add 2 whole numbers in whichever order you want, either x plus y or y plus x, the answer is same. Take 2 examples and see whether you get the right answer. Now, next is associative property. That is, take 3 numbers x, y, z. These must be whole numbers, okay? 3 numbers, if you add with different orders, that is, first you add y plus z and add x to it, you will get an answer. Next, add x and y first, then z. And third, you add x and z first, then you add y to it. All the 3 sum will be equal. That is called as associative property. And the last is additive identity. Additive identity is 0. If you add 0 to any number, either you add x plus 0 or 0 plus x, you get the value as x. So now we learned all the 4 properties of addition. Now let us see some examples. For closure property, take 2 numbers. I have taken 5 and 3. You add 5 and 3, you get 8. 8 is also a whole number. In case of commutative property, commutative property is in whichever order you add, you get the same value. 5 plus 3 is nothing but 3 plus 5. And next, in case of associative property, in the place of x, y and z, I have taken 1, 3 and 2. Add 3 plus 2 first, you get 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Here, add 1 and 3 first, you get 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Next, add 1 and 2, you get 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So the all value is same. Now at last, additive identity. You add 0 to a number. Here I have given 9. So 9 plus 0 is 9 and 0 plus 9 is also 9. Let's see the properties of subtraction now. The same closure property. So there is a condition for closure property to be true in case of subtraction. That is, if you subtract two whole numbers, you will get a whole number only if x is greater than y or x equal to y. That means if you subtract two same whole numbers, that is, for example, 9 minus 9, you get it as 0. 0 is a whole number. And another example, when x is greater than y, 6 minus 3, you get 3. 3 is a whole number. Next, commutative property. X minus y is not equal to y minus x. For example, take example as 7 and 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. What is 3 minus 7? It is minus 4 because the greater number is having negative sign. So, x minus y is not equal to y minus x. A next property, associative property. Here, x minus y minus z is not equal to x minus y minus z. That is, first do the operations inside the bracket. For example, 6 minus 3 minus 2. Here, first do 3 minus 2, you get 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. Here, first you do 6 minus 3, you get it as 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 is not equal to 1. A last property, that is subtractive property of 0. That is x minus 0 equal to x. If you subtract a whole number with 0, you will get the whole number only. For example, 10 minus 0 is 10. 10 is a whole number. Children, now let us learn properties of multiplication. There are 5 properties for multiplication under whole numbers. Closure property, commutative, associative, multiplicative property of 0 and multiplicative identity. What is closure property? If you multiply two whole numbers, the product is also a whole number. For example, 7 into 5, it is 35. Is 35 a whole number? Yes. Commutative property. If you multiply x into y or y into x, you get the same result. For example, 9 3s are 27. 3 9s are 27. So, the commutative property is true under multiplication. About associative property, x into y into z is equal to x into y into z, that is equal to x into z into y. You will understand with an example. Here, 3 into 5 into 2. First you multiply 5 and 2, you get 10. 3 into 10, 30. Next, 3 into 5, 15. 15 into 2, 30. Here, 3 into 2, 6. 6 into 5, 30. So, the order doesn't matter for multiplication. In case of multiplicative property of 0, if you multiply a number with 0, you get the answer as 0. For example, 16 into 0 is 0. So any number you multiply with 0, you get the answer as 0. And last, multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is 1. If you multiply a number with 1, you get the number itself. Example, 17 into 1, you get 17. 17 is a whole number. At last, let's learn the properties of division. We have closure property. If you divide two whole numbers, it is not necessary to get a whole number. For example, 3 by 9, you get 1 by 3. Is 1 by 3 a whole number? No. In case of commutative property, x divided by y is not equal to y divided by x. For x and y, let us take 3 and 9. 3 divided by 9 is 1 by 3, but 9 divided by 3 is 3. That means both are not equal. In case of associative property, we have x divided by y by z is not equal to x divided by y divided by z. For example, take x as 24, y as 6 and z as 3. 24 divided by 6 by 3. First you do 6 by 3, you get 2. 24 by 2 is 12. And next, 24 by 6. 24 by 6 is 4. 4 by 3 is not equal to 12. That means associative and commutative properties are not true in case of division. In case of closure property, it need not be true. X divided by y need not be a whole number. So in case of addition and multiplication, the closure, commutative and associative properties are true. Children, now let's move on to the last part of our video. It's about distributive property. Here we have distributive property of multiplication over addition and distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Here we have three numbers x, y, z, all are whole numbers. X into y plus z is equal to x into y plus x into z. Got it? We are multiplying x inside. So we get x into y plus x into z. Both the answers would be equal. Let's see an example. 3 into 5 plus 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. 3 into 14 is 42. Next, 3 into 5 plus 3 into 9. 3 into 5 is 15 plus 3 into 9 is 27. 15 plus 27 is 42. Therefore, x into y plus z is equal to x into y plus x into z. Next, distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. X into y minus z is equal to x into y minus x into z. Both the answers would be equal. For example, 15 into 20 minus 7. 20 minus 7 is 13. 15 into 13 is 195. And RHS, that is 15 into 20 minus 15 into 7. 15 into 20 is 300 minus 15 into 7 is 105. 300 minus 105 is 195. Therefore, the LHS, that is left hand side and right hand side, are equal. This is all about distributive property. In this video, we learned about whole numbers. We learned how to represent whole numbers on a number line. We learned to add, subtract, multiply and divide using number line. We also learned the properties of whole numbers using addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Hope you all understood. Take care. Bye.